This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Monday, June 1st. Rabbit. First up, the question B2B brands keep asking that downloads can't answer. Co-host and Quill VP of Marketing Allison Osborne has a new article for the Sounds Profitable Thought Leadership series. The world of business-to-business or B2B marketing is growing. Podcasting needs to mature with it. Osborne points to the podcast industry's measurement solutions answering outdated questions of how many. Download stats aren't as important in a world where B2B marketers have moved on to questions of audience makeup, whether the right audiences are finding the show, and if listeners are actually appearing in the funnel. They're getting firmographic data, like repeat consumer behavior from every other channel they advertise in. Podcasting has to catch up. Next up, Acast Greg Glenday says brands are missing podcasting's real audience opportunity. Inside Audio Marketing interviews Acast CEO Greg Glenday. Acast analysis of 170,000 brand mentions across 12,000 podcasts found food podcasts accounted for less than 1% of conversations about food delivery companies. Yet, despite receiving around half of the food delivery podcast ad spend. Glenday argues this reflects a future direction of podcasting where audience behavior is more important of a driver than traditional media assumptions about what are the best places to run ads. An audience listening to a Michelin-starred chef discuss the art of cooking is not going to be in the headspace for ordering food delivery as, say, a busy parent listening to a parenting podcast. And for our final top story, inside Magellan's effort to bring digital-style attribution to radio. Magellan AI spent 2 years developing its new attribution platform that can measure broadcast radio alongside podcasts and streamed audio. President of Measurement Jim Ballas tells Inside Audio Marketing the end goal for this new platform is to get more people spending more on audio, not just radio. One early study found digital ads for an e-commerce computer retailer generated stronger response rates on a per-impression basis, but radio delivered substantially more total sales because of reach and scale. Similarly to Tom Webster's recent article about podcasting and radio's lack of audience overlap with their strongest fans, Ballas notes the difference between podcast and radio data in Magellan AI's case studies show the importance of being able to measure all audio together. As for the rest of the news, this Wednesday, Coleman Insights, in partnership with Nova Entertainment, Pantheon Media, and Earbuds Podcast Collective, will host a webinar debuting new research into effective podcast trailers. SiriusXM Media and AdsWiz have announced an expanded agreement with LiveRamp to power scalable identity solutions across programmatic audio. Spots Now has launched its, quote, AI operating system for podcast advertising, and, quote, custom AI agents meant to automate repetitive work that bottlenecks network sales teams. YouTube has launched a web series with Little Dot Studios discussing the ins and outs of creator brand partnerships. Muckrack has debuted podcast monitoring, allowing standard and Premiere users to set automated trackers and search 65,000 plus English podcast transcripts. Backyard Ventures is now the exclusive advertising representative for Piers Morgan's Uncensored Network. And the Podcast Business Journal and Pod News Weekly Review have covered the recent dissolution of BIPOC podcast creators. That does it for today's episode. Reminder, you can find links to everything I just talked about by clicking the link in your show notes. That will take you to today's episode post on soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version of the show to get it sent direct to your inbox every day. Today's issue was written and produced by myself, Molly Demillier, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and we'll see you tomorrow.